Good morning, St. John's family. I was nominated by the Service and Outreach Commission to speak to you today and represent them, to tell you why I'm here at St. John's. There's probably over 100 reasons why I'm here, but I promise you I won't go into all of them. I would like to talk about two of them, though. The first time my husband and I came to St. John's was for the baptism of our grandson, Rylan. Rylan turned 2 in September and was baptized on October the 6th, 12 years ago. After Reverend Ann baptized him, she held him up for everyone to see. And Rylan, in true form, clapped his little hands and said, "I did it." The entire church erupted in laughter and applause. My reaction was, this is a great church. They love children. First impression was a lasting impression. The second reason, that was in October. In February, our youngest grandson, Christian, was born. Little did we know that he had a very rare condition and would spend most of his short life, 8 months and 1 week, at Johns Hopkins. It was during that time that my husband Rod stayed here in Maryland to help with Adriana and Rylan. I was teaching at Radford University and was 5 hours away. I came to Maryland at least every other weekend. Jackie Alexander graciously organized meals several times a week from Martha's table. It was a relief to me because I know how Rod is in the kitchen, and I knew my family was being fed physically while I could not be here. When I was in town, we came to St. John's with Adriana and Rylan, and Roderick when he wasn't at the hospital with Christian. And each time I walked into the building, strangers came up to me and asked how Christian was doing. Did we need anything? How was my son holding up? I gradually learned the names of Will and Sarah Ann Godwin, Florence and Will Forbes, Pat Abels, Charlie Cheney, Carla Davis, and the list continues on. It was through those moments that I realized you were not only feeding my family physically, but spiritually. Your hugs, thoughts, and prayers did not go unnoticed. Your passion and concern did not stop when Christian became our forever angel on All Saints' Day, November the 1st. Jackie, Ann, Joyce, and I don't even know how many others provided us a wonderful reception after Christian's funeral, again, nourishing us physically and spiritually with your love and compassion. You continue to check on us long into the grieving process. The caring nature of St. John's family went beyond the walls of the church building and touched our lives, for which we are all grateful. Those are two of the reasons why, when Rod and I made the move to be here full-time, it was never discussion about where our church family would be. It was always St. John's. Rod was confirmed the same day as Adriana, and we became full-time St. John's members. It was also when I became involved with Service and Outreach and the Daughters of the King. I've since become involved with pastoral care, the caregiver support group, and vestry, second time. When Dusty Graham asked for a volunteer to take over Martha's table, I immediately said I would do it because I knew firsthand what that support meant to us. During this time of stewardship, we're asked to reflect on our time, talent, and giving. Everyone has talent, whether it's giving someone a hug, offering a prayer, or volunteering on one of the commissions. St. John's family moves well beyond the walls of the church through providing food for those in need with Pantry on the Go, Micah's Backpacks, and this church this summer the week that the children's summer meals program stopped for 1 week, we fed 100 families 5 meals that week. Every can of food you bring, prayer you say, hug you give, is feeding people both physically and spiritually. I just cannot stress that enough. The love is felt. In closing, I'd like to ask you to prayerfully reflect on Matthew 25, verses 31 to 46. For I was hungry, and you gave me food. I was thirsty, and you gave me something to drink. I was a stranger, and you welcomed me. I was naked, and you gave me clothing. I was sick, and you cared for me. I was in prison, and you visited me. Truly, I tell you, just as you did it to one of the least of these who are members of my family, you did it to me. St. John lives with compassion and mercy. And as Tiny Tim said, God bless us, everyone.